Alright guys, so this is my friend Trevor here. He's the one who's getting me into the Civil War reenactments, which are going to be quite cost prohibitive. Thank you, Trevor, for more torture. Here he's debuting his brand new pince-nez sunglasses. And what's this thing? This little chain hook thing?
So, it actually has an ear hook. I suppose women would have had more of like a, what would you call that?
A hair clip.
A hair clip?
The women have the hair clip, and Trevor here gets the cool earpiece before the FBI invent them for the movies. Of course, his doesn't have a little speaker or a microphone in it, but...
No, but it does have a nice delicate chain to hold on the glasses, so if they do slip off, I don't have to pick them up off the ground.
Which they're guaranteed to. However, I don't know if you guys noticed, you could really see some red marks in his nose. Pince-nez are annoying both for falling off your face. That was actually my first pair of antique glasses ever. And leaving really painful red marks that just weren't my style, so I get rid of mine.
It's not unbearable, it's slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, slightly uncomfortable to you was unbearable to me back then, but maybe mine were just too tight, I don't know. However, pince-nezes were the only glasses that had these little beans, these nose pads. Until about 1920, these nose pads don't come out until the 20s. So, date these right away to probably the 20s or 30s for the fact that they are gold-filled, it says GF behind there at the number, and mother of pearl little nose beans. Trevor's glasses, if you want to grab and show the camera, are extremely fancy. Might want to get closer.
I specifically really wanted the nose piece. Originally, they actually had different arms. I wanted to make sure that the lenses that I used were close to my prescription. Unfortunately, they are not 100%, but
still doing way better than I can.
They're sufficient.
But look at where the screws mount. Even the holders have this decorative little flower. I don't know if you guys can see it because this is the forward-facing camera, but they are just extremely beautiful, ornate pieces. And even the arms themselves have a texture. Now mine, the arms have a pattern. I don't know if you guys can see that. But the texture is actually like a braided cable, which I'm about to show you with this damaged pair that came with another pair that I ordered because I'm trying to get Civil War glasses. But I don't know if you guys will be able to see the texture. But instead of just being this nice smooth wire, you can really feel it with your thumbnail or see it with your eyes. Now this braided cable design comes out in the 1880s. So even though these have no nose beans, we know they're going to be Victorian. And the braided cable to kind of get away from that by the 1920s. But these would be very typical for the Old West, so to speak, glasses. Now, if you want to go with so many glasses here, here we go. The Civil War glasses, they would have these slide arms. So there's a few different types of slide arm. This is going to be the most common one. It's literally just an extension temple, so you can fit them into these much smaller cases. Now this is a Civil War era case. This one has a patent date of 1860. So they fold up nice and compact. Now there's also a type where instead of the slide arm, it's actually a folding arm that folds in addition to the regular pivot, so it's a double pivot. So, for example, Trevor's other glasses here, it would not only fold where it mounts to the glasses, it would also fold in the middle. Now, Trevor ordered these. Unfortunately, they broke immediately.
Yeah, I don't think I had it 5 minutes, and then tried to make the tiniest adjustment, and unfortunately...
That's because these are hardened steel. Now, yeah, it's a spring steel, but it's also hardened. It was a type of arm that came out around the 1850s.
Here they are rusted, of course. I shouldn't have even tried to maneuver them at all, but...
That's because they're steel instead of brass or silver, or in this case, that's what the slide arm's from. I literally just replaced the lenses, so I still have the lenses drying before I put the arms back on. But in this case, German silver, which is not actually silver at all.
Oh, what is it?
It's just a composite material like nickel and stuff inside of it, with some other metals.
Well, he was talking about the slide arms. It was to my disappointment that these are actually ladies' arms. So just the straight, narrow steel.
With no hole at the end for some reason. For some reason, the men's ones have a little hole. That one's just flat hammered over.
So, unfortunately, these would not be correct for a gentleman to wear in the Civil War era. They would have been women's glasses. Also, to my disappointment, I was also educated that the bridge, what'd you call it, a scroll bridge?
Yes, it flares back up there at the end rather than just joining.
So originally these were rather appeasing to me because they mimicked my handlebar mustache, and that's exactly why I went for these. But unfortunately...
That right there, that mounting point, how it comes back up, that's a scroll versus this one that's just a plain solder-on connection, no scroll.
And that scroll would have come out just at the end of the war, you said?
1866, unfortunately.
So,
however, it does have the C bridge nose, as opposed to this sharper European-style dip. The C would be more correct for that era. The C is very popular in like the 1830s, and most people are going to be reusing their glasses, getting new lenses in quite often. In fact, these glasses here, which still have the original lenses in them, they're missing the slide arm. I got these for parts. And these other ones that I have literally cut lenses for out of my old glasses, they have standard size lenses because in the 1850s, some guy had this genius idea of actually standardizing something for once in the history of the Victorian era, because it seems like nothing is ever standard back then. But he figured that, since everybody had different size lenses in different style frames, why not make a standard lens and standard frame in 3 different shapes? So the octagon, very common in the 1860s, the rounded square, and then the oval. But his genius idea really saved the day, because if your glasses broke on a trip way far away from your optometrist, you're probably not going to be able to find any in your size, unfortunately. So, out of luck.
all right, did you show them all? I thought there were more.
I mean, here we have a Victorian case. This one comes out, you still see these around the end of the Civil War, not in this type of finish, this bonded leather that looks like wood finish, but these dominate the later 1800s. I don't know when snaps come out. However, I dug one up on my 1850s property with a 1878 patent on it, so snaps do seem to be pretty old. Some of these cases can be quite fascinating because they give you quite the history of the objects. For example, I don't have the case out here, but these slide arm glasses, the octagonal lenses that I intend to use for Civil War reenactments, they came out of Wyoming, but the case was from Portland. So we know at some point that they had traveled, presumably to Oregon, and got glasses there. And then, or maybe they moved from Oregon to Wyoming to get some land at some point. I'm not really sure. These ones actually came out of the same case as well. They're being sold as an estate lot. So presumably, Cowboy got kind of old and went to these in the 1880s. Like I said, this case right here, very typical of the 1860s. Like I said, it has the 1860 patent on it, actually. Beautiful blue felt in there. Very, what do you say, cerulean blue?
Yeah, that's probably a good definition.
Kind of reminds me of your lap desk.
Yeah, my lap desk is a little bit more green, though.
I don't know, you almost showed me a picture of it. Pictures lie. I just wish these had the sliding arms still, but I think I might just make some new sliding pieces. It's not really that hard. But these are unfortunately just German silver, and they're not silver, but they did come in silver, gold, stuff like that. This particular design here, it's a good focus. No, I'm not going to have any luck. I have to hold it further back. This is the absolute cheapest design of arm that you can get. It's held by a single pin. and these tend to break off. In fact, they don't even solder the glasses together. They just have it pressed with that pin, so that's why this lens is popping out and the glasses are all bent out of shape. It's not uncommon, it's not unheard of. I already did some straightening on these a little bit. I have to do more, but I wanted to know how they would react because before I try to straighten my good glasses to the Civil War reenactment, I didn't want these other ones breaking.
Well, don't do what I did.
Well, that's why I had a test pair. But yes, don't be a Trevor and try to bend these blued steel ones. I mean, snap, and it's already been snapped before. I had a very nice repair though, this little collar, because we don't see it on this side. So that little collar was quite a nice repair, but unfortunately he wants me to do it again. So I'm going to try to Dremel off this collar and make a new collar and try some JB Weld with the collar before crimping it on. Now, speaking of repairs and lenses, no, these are my new ones. I did a test set. These are the original octagonal lenses out of my Civil War pair. They weren't cut very well, so they didn't fit very well. That's why my current new lenses aren't fitting very well, but I can't afford to have lenses put in through like Lens Crafters or Lens Direct right now, because that's going to be like 140 bucks. So I did a test pair out of some old polycarbonate glasses that I had, and then I did another set out of the old polycarbonate glasses that replaced those ones, because I have lots of pairs of glasses, as I've been blind basically my whole life. But I'm going to try to bend this metal in a little bit more before I put in a new pin, because the pins were missing from this set. And then I'm going to finish gluing it in, and these should be ready to go. Well, I have to bend the nose piece a little bit too. You know, after 160 years, these malleable metal pieces kind of get really fragile. So somebody's bent the crap out of them. I had a pair of glasses that could not be straightened. They tried at the actual professional optometrist. They tried to straighten my old glasses years ago, but I had been hit in the face so many times with boxes while doing stock that they were all sorts of bent out of shape. That's why I would never wear these antique glasses to work in. Now, I actually had these done about a year ago through Lens Direct, I think it was.
I think that's what you told me.
And you know, I got a like 40% off coupon, so it was only like 120 some bucks for me in the end. But I've loved these things. They actually did a very nice job. These arms would not fall like that when I got them, so I know they cleaned them, because they also came out a lot shinier.
Wonder if they had like those ultrasonic cleaners.
I'm sure that's what they used. I think they also did a little bit of straightening. So they definitely took their time, they showed some care, and I know that when I do one day send in my Civil War glasses, or find a better pair, I would actually like a silver pair, or a gold pair. But when I do find some, I will have them sent in, instead of having my homemade lenses that I cut with a cutoff wheel on a Dremel, and then ground on a bench grinder to shape. I actually like my first set better, because I found that the polycarbonate was quite different. The first set was a much older set of glasses I had as a younger teen, like 16 or something. That's these. And these took me an hour and 10 minutes to do. The other set that I mounted in the glasses were a newer pair from when I was like 18, 19, and they took me maybe 20 minutes to do. And yeah, you know, you do it the first time, it's going to take you longer. And the second time it's going to get faster. The third time it's going to get faster, but that was ridiculously faster. And the material is just eroding away massively as I was grinding it on those newer ones, whereas these ones were extremely resistant. So I can't guarantee, if you try at home, how your old glasses are going to handle, because they might sand very easily. And if you're doing it by hand, I'm sorry. But if you have a bench grinder with a grinding wheel, it should go a lot faster. Or they might be extremely resistant, like these were. These did not want to grind. I just don't know what the difference is. And then the other ones actually feathered. I had to bevel the edges to get rid of the feathering, whereas these, I did not have to bevel.
Those cut really nice.
but these aren't anywhere near my prescription. And yeah, I can see out of them better than I can see without them, but actually, I think it's this lens. At least with their plastic. I would not try it on the glass. I mean, I personally would try it in glass, because my last 2 pairs of glasses are genuine glass, not this polycarbonate, because I actually hate polycarbonate. It scratches way too easy. But I do not recommend trying grinding and cutting glass at home on a curved lens that's going to be under pressure by its very nature of a curve. Because these original lenses, they're flat glass, they're not curved. These are actually ones for nearsighted people. I'm not nearsighted. Mine are curved. But yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Later we'll do a video on some of our props I've been making and our new fashions. My vest has not arrived yet, so that's why I'm not doing a full video. It's going to be a long video. But hopefully we'll look more period and be perfect for the Civil War.
We're getting there.
Until then, have a great day, everybody.